have to go over Flock. So for those who don't know, Flock is a AI crypto on Base. So we're going to talk about this today. I already did a video on it before, but we're going to talk about it again. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's go over this. So currently we are seeing the Flock price at 62.3 million market cap, 102 million trading volume. So the trading volume is almost double the market cap, which is absolutely crazy. But that just shows you the demand for this project. There's some demand for it. And a lot of base projects have been going off recently. So, anyways, you can see in the last 24 hours is up 14.7%. It's actually in the top gainers on CoinGecko. Last 14 days, 52%. Last 30 days, 73%. But the last 7 days, it's down 19.5%. So what does that mean? That means that anyone from 7 days ago who's getting it now, you're getting it at a 19% discount. But as you can see, it did peak all the way up here on the 26th of August. So we're about to talk about where this is more likely to go next with the charts. Anyways, we're at 54.8K inside of holders. And for those of you that don't know, again, Flock is AI crypto, and they pretty much train AI models. So that's pretty much what they do here on Flock. So this is pretty cool, pretty cool. But anyways, now that we got all that out of the way, let's talk about the charts. That's what everyone really wants to see, and that's what I love talking about. So first things first, this is the daily chart. Not too much info on the chart beyond this, so I can't show you the weekly chart because, as you can see, they just started at the beginning of this year or at the end of last year. Anyways, currently we are looking at the daily chart. So right now, what I first see here is the %R trend exhaustion. This shows where the trend is going next. So the blue line, this is long-term trend right here. The white line is the short-term trend. So look at how both of them are kind of curving right here, almost like they want to go upwards. This is a sign that we are about to have another uptrend. So there's always the chance that it can get invalidated though if we see Bitcoin doing something like pulling back massively, right? But as of right now, the %R trend exhaustion is showing us the trend is probably going to go towards the uptrend. We're also seeing that the MACD is switching over to some buying power here. As you can see, it just sold off here on the MACD, and now you can see those lightly red shaded candlesticks coming out, showing that buyers are stepping in, and that's why we're seeing this right here. Now, the daily chart doesn't really have enough info, so let's back it up a little bit. Let's go back to the 4-hour chart. Now, the 4-hour chart is showing us a lot more info, right? It's showing us that we were oversold all on this area. This is all overselling, and then that's why you're seeing some of a recovery. But even with us trying to recover, it's still not recovering as much as it needs to. So if we start seeing those red candlesticks popping up here, that is a sign that we are about to go back down to 20 cents. So that is the next level for Flock. So there is a possibility that it pulls back to 20 cents. And looking at this here, if this does not curve to the upside and just pump from here, which is the %R trend exhaustion, if the short and long-term trend lines here do not go to the upside, we are going to see another pullback, right? And that's going to bring us down to 20 cents. But it kind of almost looks like 20 cents is inevitable. That's kind of what it's looking like right now. So that's going to be a level that we have to watch out and pay attention for here with Flock. Let me know what you guys think about that, because I think that another pullback here could happen, especially if Bitcoin does some, especially if Bitcoin pulls back and crashes, right? If that happens, we're definitely going to end up seeing everything else pulling back. And I said this time and time again, I believe Bitcoin is going to go to about 104K, 99K at the lowest. But that 108K support that we already hit, that might have been, like the bottom, the 108, 107K. But I don't know. It looks like it kind of wants to keep going. It's just that there's not enough strength here. So the %R trend exhaustion with the white line up here up top, it's also showing that it's exhausted. And this short-term trend wants to pull back. The blue line being the long-term trend. The long-term trend could easily curve right here and go back downwards. Just kind of like how we seen here, curved and went right back downwards, even though we had a pump. And what are we seeing now? We're seeing a pump inside of here, and we're kind of seeing a little bit of a curve on a little bit of curvature here on our percent our trend exhaustion with the long-term trend line. Okay. So what that would look like is us pulling back to 104K, like I've been mentioning. That's the Fibonacci support there. And another thing that you want to pay attention to is the fact that with Bitcoin, we are inside of this channel here, but we did just now break out of it very briefly. If we don't break this resistance at 112K and continue, then that means the bearish scenario is confirmed and we are going down to 104K. So that's what we have to watch out for on Bitcoin. The MACD on Bitcoin is slightly bullish, but it does look like it's turning into a bearish, some bearish movement here. So bearish volume does look like it's going to be coming in. So you can see the sellers are starting to step in. Now that you're seeing the MACDs kind of curving downwards and you see these lightly green shaded candlesticks, they're going to eventually turn into these red ones if we continue to pull back here. And that's what it looks like it's doing. So definitely pay attention to that and be ready for what happens. But yeah, what happens next with Flock could be the same thing as Bitcoin, another pullback. But if Bitcoin keeps taking off, then this is pretty bullish, right? Because it does look like we have some buying on the MACD. But we'll see. It does look like it wants to pull back. So we're probably going to end up hitting that 20 cents, 21 cent level. Get ready for that. Anyways, this is all I got for y'all today. Definitely hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Leave a comment in the comment section. And as always, I'll be back with another video.